So Kenny, once again, football is here. We were talking about it last week. We just did a 1-hour radio show at sportsinsidersradio.com.
Seemed like 10 minutes.
Seemed like it was 10 minutes. It was 1 hour. You and Brian were going over everything. If you want to listen to the archived radio show, go to sportsinsidersradio.com.
Or Sport Insider.
Or Sport Insider.
Either one.
Radio.com. We got them all.
Got to take a drink. Cheers.
Jacksonville comes out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Kansas City comes out. Let's talk about
Thursday night.
Kansas City comes out. I had a suicide pool in my office, and all I got was tortured was the next day because I used New England the first week. Just outright to win, no point spread.
Everything looked good for 45 minutes.
Outright to win, no point spread. We weren't even asking for the cover.
And that's why the books did so well. Everybody in the world had moneyline Patriots parlayed to the Indians and Dodgers. All the big favorites.
Right.
It's like a 3-team parlay, big favorites that day. And they all had teasers. Patriots and over, Patriots and over, Patriots and over. Every teaser was Patriots.
So, now we're going into week 3 of college football. As I said on the radio, Dogs are 88-68. They're up 20 games.
Well, minus the 6.8 juice. So if you bet every single game, you're up 12 units. That's a good start to the season.
It's a good start to the season.
But you got to bet every game, though.
Right.
Who bets every game?
Right. You haven't talked to some of my clients. 92-67 to the unders in college football. Both come out at 59%, so we got Dogs in the under.
Yeah, I hate myself because when I hear those type of numbers, I should be sitting pretty right now because I'm an under player. But this college game has changed so much that it's made me into an over guy because it's a passing league. And everybody does this pass. I'm looking for up-tempo offenses that throw. But you know what? College football slowed down. There's actually, this year, we're averaging 4 less plays per game. 2 per team this year so far than they did last year. So teams are taking a little bit more time on offense.
Well, so let's talk about it. We were talking about line making on the radio show, and we're going to do this video for week 3 of college and week 2 of NFL. And let's talk real quick about, you said you had, don't say the matchup, obviously.
Okay.
But you said you had a game that was off by 28 points? Or
yes. Well, at the beginning of the year.
So talk about it without mentioning the name of the team.
If you would have asked me to make the line on this game at the beginning of the year, I would have told you X, and the line today was 28 points off that difference. Now, I've made adjustments on both teams because one team's done well, the other team's done poorly. So I've made the adjustment. I still have a 10-point difference.
I have bicep envy. I'm sitting here looking at this.
They look the same.
I'm 45 and you're 46?
47.
47. Yeah. And, man, you just dwarfing me here.
No, I can't even tell the difference.
Here,
look at the bicep.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wrong side.
The forearm. When a line is off that much, you just increase your wager as you're
supposed to. What I suggest is I kind of put my plays out small. That's your normal play. Small plus about 25% more. Small medium about play and a half. Medium plus about 1.75, and then a large is twice your normal play. And a lot of people will take my stuff and they may just bet the mediums and up. So I bet them all because I could have a bad week and then my smalls go 8-1.
Exactly.
That saves me. It saves me from all the big plays that I was unlucky and had some bad plays.
People always say to me, "Why don't you just play the big games and then all the small games win?"
Yeah, they do. It happens. I've seen it. I've been doing this so long that it's just you need to stay consistent.
So as you were talking about, like last week, I pretty much came up with UNLV getting blown out against Howard, and they went to Idaho. And how you're supposed to throw out the week before, but then when you look at that, like for instance, this week Idaho's getting like 25 points. To me, that's an overlay to the favorite, whoever they're playing, because that line went from like 16 to 25 once Idaho got blown out by UNLV.
You helped me on that game. I was listening to you on the radio, and when you talked about that game, I flipped in my book.
Howard's in D.C., so it's not far from
Yeah. They must have a good football team. So I thought, you know what, John's right. Let me redo this and not overreact and make this game UNLV 3 because that's where it should have been. Actually, I could have made it 7 before any games were played, but I over adjusted. I made the game like Idaho State 2.5, because of over adjustments.
Right.
And then when I listened to you, I said, let me go back. Maybe I over adjusted. I did over adjust. I made the game UNLV 3 and came up with a big winner.
Well, so let me ask you: how many times when you're not making the difference between this line's 2.5 and then it's 3 and they're close, when you have literally the wrong team is the favorite of the dog, how often are those high percentage? Like you make a team a favorite, they're a dog. You make a team a dog, they're a favorite. Whatever, like that UNLV game.
Those are my best plays too.
How many?
When I have
of those
one side the favorite and the other side.
So that's what I'm saying. How many? Every week is there a handful of them, 2 of them, 1 of them?
I wish. I don't know.
Where you just make your own line.
Probably
and
you two or three a week. I'm going to guess.
And what would you say that at the end of the season, the rate of just
those are my best plays. They probably win about 60% of the time.
You still right.
Tell you the plays that are the worst. I can tell you. I probably should bet against them. Is when I make a game 20, and the bookmaker has it 30, and I'm supposed to take plus 30. I never take it anymore, but I probably win 40% of those. So if I go against myself on those, I'd probably hit 60%.
You mean lay the extra 10 points?
Lay the points, yeah.
Oh, you mean you're saying...
I made it 20, and the line's 30. I'm supposed to be taking plus 30.
Right.
I don't do that anymore because I know how bad that situation is. It just... The difference in the teams is not 30 points. But it ends up being that way just because the weaker team wears down late. And in college football, teams keep going. And when the weaker team wears down, there's greater opportunity for big plays late in the game for the favorite, and they usually bury them late.
Which is why I like the dogs in the first half.
If you're going to bet a dog, big dog, it's you're better off betting the first half because you'll see they're really competitive early, and they should stay competitive throughout the half, and then the second half, the better team usually wins out.
Well, to close this video, I'll say that if you want to get access to his plays, head on over to Odds X Factor, because the X Factor is all the intangibles that he's doing his research and basically how he makes his number. And I will say that NFL is humbling because, man...
Yeah, it is.
What did you... Give me the stat about Westgate over the Super Contest last week.
Top 6 consensus selections, 0-6.
So if you just
faded the top 6, you have a huge weekend. And there's a lot of people that probably did because that's the contrarian theory.
Yeah, I mean,
but let me say this though: the Westgate contest now has 28, close to 28, just under south of 2,800 people in the contest. Where were all these people 2-3 years ago? These are not professional gamblers. This is squares.
They're just trying to get a lottery ticket.
This is squares going.
They're flying into Vegas, or they're using a proxy service.
Yeah, when you're looking now at their consensus, I think you're looking at a square consensus. I think they're going against them is going to be a strong bet the entire year.
You just got a free tip from Kenny White. Go against the Westgate consensus. Our good friend Brian Blessing has hosted the festivities there several times. And look, even the guy who won last year, he's a guy that moved from Baltimore, Maryland to Vegas. He was working at Starbucks as a barista. And the last week, to put him over the top, he made 5 selections and then faded himself and went 5-0. So, I mean...
Amazing.
How you know
I could never live with myself if it went in the other direction.
Right. Exactly. And this is why I always tell people is that, you have to stick to your theories of how you actually do these games. But football is, especially the NFL, you might think you get cocky on Saturday. And then Sunday comes and whatever you think is possible because the worst team is still a pro team.
Yeah.
And that's why
they're professionals.
And look, for instance, Cleveland's supposed to be horrible. Yeah. I had Cleveland plus the 10. They almost beat Pittsburgh. Now they're going to travel to Baltimore. We're not going to discuss who we think, but it's sitting on a key number. Right. I will say one thing I do find interesting is that last week the favorites and the dogs in the NFL broke down to, from Sunday to the doubleheader on Monday night, 7, 7, and 1.
It's got to be one more. Because there's 16 games.
Okay, so Miami was canceled.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Miami was canceled.
You're 100% correct.
Miami was canceled.
Yeah. That brings up another thing in sports handicapping that we have to follow closely. Miami and Tampa haven't played a game yet.
Exactly.
Big disadvantage for them. And then college football, you got to take a look. Miami of Florida, Florida State, Florida International, Florida, all the Florida schools have not been playing. But be careful.
What I wanted to bring up with you is you said to me, 12% out of the games fall in the number. And there was a lot of...
How much percent?
You told me
25. 25.
Oh, 25? I thought it was 12.
25% fall in the number.
Okay, so I was surprised that with as many threes as there were in opening week, the only game that hit the number was Denver on Monday night.
That's amazing.
7, 7, and 1.
Wow. I love it when that happens because we like to go out and do parlay cards for the week. And we round robin the college games to 3 NFL games, a morning game, the Sunday night game, and a Monday game.
Right.
And we hope they're on 3s. And those are the games we kind of pick on. If there's a 3 on the card, if we can lay 2.5 or take 3.5 on the card so that we can middle it. I didn't have any cards going through to Monday night. If I did, though, would have been a huge week.
Amazing. The things you can do in Las Vegas, Nevada. Parlay card and teasing to the college. To
Nobody would ever think that's a profitable way. They always think parlay cards are a loser.
We were just got on the radio show and a guy was walking by. He goes, "You're Kenny White. You're the lines maker." People always talk about making a line. This guy makes the line. How many people approach you in your daily week of running in and out of casinos and know, like, you're the guy, you're the line maker?
Everywhere I go, I know somebody or somebody knows me. It's amazing. It really is. My girlfriend's like, every time she goes, wonder who's going to notice you this time or know who you are this time.
Right.
Everywhere I go, it's somebody says hello.
So listen, if you're watching this video, you want to come out, you want to break bread with Kenny, like I always say on the videos, we broke a lot of bread. We just had 2 huge subs. It's simple. Go to oddsxfactor.com. If you're a big player and you're looking to move a nickel, dime, 2 dimes, 3 dimes, the amount of money, look, you can be rich, but you can also be stupid when it comes to gambling. I know people that are successful in their daily business, but they hemorrhage. We discuss clients off air, hemorrhage $100,000 a week, get markers for $100,000 to blow it. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you should just donate it to your casino charity. I mean, you might as well donate it to the Houston victims or the Florida victims.
You got that right.
Than just walk into a casino and just say, oh, let me have $100,000 on the New England Patriots and land a big number.
Right. Be informed. Go to the window with information.
Exactly. So, again, if you want to get that X Factor, like I said, tune into SportsInsidersRadio.com. Listen to Kenny, who's featured, broke down a lot of games this weekend. And, again, check out the website. If you have any questions, call me direct at the Syndicate Insider, johnsyndicate.com. This is your Wednesday, September 13th report. It'll be interesting to see if New England bounces. It'll be interesting to see if Kansas City covers. See, that 4.5 number will end up with that. That's a dangerous number to me because they can win the game by 3.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt they can. It's a dangerous number, though.
It's a dangerous number. What do you say the worst number in the NFL to lay is? Is it 3.5 or 4.5?
Laying 3.5. 1 and 2 have become as important as 4 now. So, yeah, laying 3.5. We talked about it earlier. You'd rather lay the money line on a -3. You lay it on Denver,
which is what I did on Denver on Monday.
That's the way to go because there's 3 key numbers there: 1, 2, and 3. They're all big in the NFL.
And here's the thing: somebody will lay Leicester and lay 300.
Yeah,
at the time of this recording of this video,
but it's only $1.70.
And then they'll flip out and go, "I'm not laying more than 110 in a football game," and then lose the game or watch a game for 4 hours and push.
Lay $4 on Kluber or $4.40 on Kluber. Yeah, he wins, but you're laying $4.40.
I think at the time of this video, Cleveland broke the record. Let's see.
I think they did 21 wins in a row. It's a heck of a baseball team. I still don't think they're the best team. I was asked in August who the best team in the major leagues was when the Dodgers had the best record by far, and I said, well, the Dodgers aren't as good as their record indicates. And they're like, what? Yeah. I said the Dodgers are not that good. They're maybe the 5th or 6th best team in Major League Baseball. And the guy was shocked. We're doing the radio show, and everybody was like, what is he talking about? And Cleveland's not the best team in Major League Baseball right now either. The Boston Red Sox, Houston Astros are 1 and 2 most talent in baseball, and then go to the National League.
So what do you think?
Chicago Cubs are number 1, Washington Nationals 2, the Dodgers are 3.
So what do you think? The streaks it becomes self-fulfilling. The other teams play different.
You get hot, and things go right for you. And the Dodgers, everything went right for them. Everything fell right for them. The pitching matchups. Now Cleveland, the same thing for them. It just seems like everything has fallen right for Cleveland.
85 and 56.
They're playing well. The pitchers are pitching well. The bullpen is great. They do have a great bullpen. They're going to be tough to beat in the playoffs, but I think the Red Sox are a slightly better team than the Indians. Not a gigantic advantage, but they are the better team. The Houston Astros, now that they got Verlander, they jumped ahead of Cleveland in my rating.
There's only 16 regular season games left in baseball. Hard to believe.
Oh, yeah.
We were doing videos back in April when it just started. So we'll know in the next 2 weeks, and then we'll get into postseason play. Check us out online, oddsxfactor.com, the syndicateinsider.com. This is your Wednesday, September 13 report.